Now, with 3 days left for polls in Tamil Nadu, BJP bigwigs now continue to flock the poll-bound state. A day after Home Minister Amit Shah campaigned in the state, Prime Minister Modi will be addressing 4 election rallies today. Prime Minister's first rally will be Madurai at around 11:30 a.m. and a second rally in Kanyakumari at 4 p.m. Prime Minister, who is in Madurai since last night, in fact, kicked off his visit by offering prayers at the Meenakshi temple. During his last visit here, Prime Minister, during a rally in Tamil Nadu's Dharapuram, took on Udayanidhi Stalin, terming him the Crown Prince. Slamming DMK there, Prime Minister Modi had said that the party made way for Udayanidhi by sacrificing the prospects of several senior leaders within the DMK. Udayanidhi Stalin, meanwhile, countered Prime Minister Modi by accusing him of sidelining many senior BJP leaders, the likes of Advani, Venkaiah Naidu, Yashwant Sinha, to grab the Prime Minister's post. Now, DMK Chief M.K. Stalin's son, Udayanidhi Stalin, hit a new low while campaigning for Tamil Nadu Assembly elections. In fact, Stalin Jr., while alleging that Modi sidelined a number of senior leaders to become the Prime Minister, claimed that former Union Ministers Sushma Swaraj and Arun Jaitley died due to pressure and torture from him. Sushma's daughter, Bansuri Swaraj, lashed out at Stalin Jr., asking him not to use her mother's memory for political propaganda. Calling Udayanidhi's claims as false now, she added that both the Prime Minister and the party stood by them in the darkest hour. Arun Jaitley's daughter, Sonali Bakshi, meanwhile, also targeted Udayanidhi Stalin, saying that he lied and disrespected her father's memory.
Sushma Swaraj orthanga Modi yoda tolla thangama iradhe poitanga Arun Jaitley orthar irundarma Modi yoda altham Modi yoda tolla thangama Modi yoda torture thangama andal irandhe poitaru அதே மாதிரி வெங்கைய நாயுடு ஒருத்தர் இருந்தாருமா அவர் தான் மோடிக்கு அடுத்து பிரதமர்னாங்க இப்ப அவரையும் ஓரம் கட்டி வச்சிட்டாங்க இவ்வளவு பேரை ஓரம் கட்டிட்டு நீங்க குறுக்கு வழியில வந்துட்டு திரு மோடி அவர்களே உங்களை பார்த்து பயப்படுறதுக்கு நான் கூழ கும்பிடு போடுறதுக்கு எடப்பாடி பழனிசாமி கிடையாது நான் உதயநிதி ஸ்டாலின் நான் கலைஞர் பேரன்
shows the level of desperation when they are staring at defeat and which is exuberating day by day. This shows a level of desperation and it makes them stoop as low as this. And it is not new for DMK culture. Even the senior most leaders have made derogatory remarks of late. So the new kid on the block, Mr. Udayanidhi, making these kinds of statements, is their culture. That's how DMK is known to. And it's really... we have to hang our head in shame to say that we have youngsters and someone like him in public life from Tamil Nadu.
It's absolutely atrocious. How most stoop lower can they stoop? I mean, you have elections around the corner. That does not mean that you surpass all the lines of decency during the times of election and prove that you are nothing but you will try to get the votes at every given point. You will even mock somebody's death. You cannot do this. And this is not the first time Udayanidhi Stalin is doing this. We had a great leader in Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj, and the entire country will vouch for that. And what kind of statement is that the pressure is what from the Prime Minister killed Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj? Is Udayanidhi Stalin absolutely dumb that he does not know that they were suffering from chronic diseases and that is what actually took them away from us?
Now, battleground Nandigram is now even more fiercer as the BJP versus TMC's fight over deployment of central forces refuses to die down. Mamata Banerjee has alleged large-scale rigging taking place in the constituency at the behest of BJP leaders, with the central forces doing nothing to stop malpractice. In fact, Mamata Banerjee, who has now threatened to move court, claimed that BJP influenced the voting by threatening TMC voters. Didi has also slammed the Election Commission, saying that it was overlooking cheating being committed by the BJP despite filing 63 complaints.
আমি CISF, CRPF কাউকে দোষ দেব না because they are also our friend. CISF, BSF, CRPF all. Only I will request the Home Minister. It is not that they are doing. The Home Minister himself is instructed the CRPF, BSF and other Jawans. We are proud of them. they are giving instruction to help only BJP and to help the BJP goons. This area also you have seen all the outsiders. It is not from inside Bengal. It is from outside goons. They have bought it from outside goons. They cannot speak Bengali also. This is unfortunate part.
Trinamool booth agents are rock solid in 354 booths in Nandigram. Rock solid. We've registered complaints though for 10 or 11 specific booths. All attempts by the CRPF to influence and intimidate voters at some places, none of this is working because the people have found a way to get to the booths and to express themselves, because the people of Nandigram are determined to have Mamata Banerjee as their MLA, who will become the CM for the third time.
Now, we're looking at Prime Minister while addressing a rally in Bengal's Jayanagar, went all guns blazing. Prime Minister, in an unsparing attack on Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, called out the alleged loot-raj that has now become prevalent in the TMC regime. Let's take a listen.
Didi! Oh, Didi!
As she defends her title today in Nandigram, the Prime Minister has launched the most high-pitched assault on the Chief Minister of Bengal. Prime Minister Modi descended on Bengal's Jayanagar today to unleash a non-stop series of salvos at the Chief Minister. From her Hinduism to alleged loot-raj, to her attacks on the BJP, this was Modi in top gear.
धमकी और गालियां देने वाली दीदी अब कह रही हैं कूल कूल दीदी.
He was responding to this pitch from Mamata Banerjee in Sonachura. Latching on to the cool, the Prime Minister took his attack to the next level.
तृणमूल कुल नहीं, बंगाल के लोगों के लिए शूल है शूल.
He then went on to deride Team Mamata's many recent attacks on the BJP, including the fallout of her Gotra declaration.
ममता दीदी को जय श्री राम के आह्वान से दिक्कत है. अब दीदी के लोग चोटी रखने वालों को राक्षस कहने लगे हैं.
Then the Prime Minister took up the politics over his Bangladesh visit.
मैं बांग्लादेश गया था, लेकिन दीदी को इस पर घोर आपत्ति है. मां काली के मंदिर में जाना गलत है क्या? हरिचंद ठाकुर जी को प्रणाम करना गलत है क्या? हम सीजनल श्रद्धा वाले लोग नहीं हैं. हम अपनी आस्था, अपनी परंपरा पर हमेशा गर्व करने वाले लोग हैं.
Right after that, the PM then turned his guns on what he called loot-raj under Mamata.
अम्फान साइक्लोन के समय आप लोगों की मदद करने के बजाय इन लोगों ने आपको ही लूट लिया. इसी लूट का दूसरा नाम है खेला होबे.
Repeatedly firing the cut money bullet on the Trinamool Sarkar.
होम लोन हो, एजुकेशन लोन हो, अस्पताल में एडमिशन हो, हर जगह कट मनी, कट मनी, कट मनी. दीदी की सरकार ने इस क्षेत्र में ईज ऑफ क्राइम को बढ़ावा दिया.
Slipping into Bangla, which he has been practicing, the Prime Minister issues Mamata an ultimatum, with 6 phases still to go.
आपका व्यवहार, आपके शब्द, आपकी बौखलाहट बंगाल के लोगों में चर्चा का विषय बने हुए हैं.
Every time, every election day, Narendra Modi is used to come to Bengal and give address. Why election day he will be campaigning? Violation of the conduct of election rules.
And he ended with a promise for the Bengal result.
जैसे ही 2 मई को बंगाल में बीजेपी की सरकार बनेगी, तुरंत ही पीएम किसान योजना का लाभ आप तक पहुंचाने की प्रक्रिया शुरू कर दी जाएगी.
Today goes down as easily the most high voltage day of 2021's most ferocious election.
রবি ঠাকুর ঠিকই বলছেন, নাই নাই ভয়, হবে জয়.
With 6 phases to go, the battlefield just got a whole more fiery. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, the second phase of polls in Bengal concluded there amid sporadic reports of violence. In fact, from attack on Suvendu's car in Nandigram to BJP's Keshpur candidate being injured, here are several of the incidents of violence that were reported across different constituencies in West Bengal. Let's take a look.
Sporadic violence amid second phase of Bengal polls. In the high-stakes Nandigram seat, BJP candidate Suvendu Adhikari's convoy was targeted and pelted with stones. While the BJP leader emerged unhurt, one of the car in his convoy was damaged. The BJP candidate blamed a particular community for the assault.
टीएमसी डेस्परेट एटीट्यूड लेकर ये सब काम कर रहा है और खासकर एक समुदाय के लोग उसको भड़का के देखिए पूरा एरिया में नहीं हो रहा है, कुछ पॉकेट है, बाकी 10 मुद्दे जय श्री राम, हरे कृष्ण, माँ काली, माँ दुर्गा का डिवोटी है, वो लोग तो शांत है.
Amid voting, a BJP worker was found hanging at his home in Nandigram. BJP blamed TMC for the death, saying the worker was under pressure from the ruling party.
हमारी एक बीजेपी वर्कर को घर में घुस के कुछ पिटपाट किया, वो कांचन नगर में हुआ. ओंकार जाना और एक ही फांसी लगाने हुए, उसका पीछे पंचायत मेंबर आमिरुल है, उसका तुरंत गिरफ्तारी की मांग है. ओवरऑल पीसफुल है, पूरा शिकंजा कस दिया सेंट्रल फोर्स ने.
In West Midnipur, BJP election agent Tanmay Ghosh's car was vandalized. A woman BJP worker was hospitalized after attack by suspected TMC workers.
तन्मय घोष का गाड़ी के ऊपर बहुत ही बुरी तरह से हमला किया है और ओपनली पिस्तौल लेके ड्राइवर का कंधे पे आघात किया है और थोड़ा ज्यादा होता तो जान से ये लोग जो 3 लोग छोड़ने के लिए गया था, वो 3 लोग जान से मर जाता.
Some TMC supporters and BJP Debra candidate Bharti Ghosh's team had a face-off. Ghosh alleged booth capturing by TMC. Ruling party accused Ghosh of bribing voters.
क्या सिक्योरिटी? फिर तो जमायत है, फिर तो देखिए जमायत हो रहा है. क्या सिक्योरिटी? कुछ सिक्योरिटी नहीं है वेस्ट बंगाल में. तो सीआरपीएफ अपना काम नहीं कर रही क्या? सीआरपीएफ पोलिंग बूथ का अंदर में उनको जो ड्यूटी दिया गया है वो कर रहा है. लेकिन हमने इलेक्शन कमीशन को पहला दिन से बोला कि देयर इज अ फियर साइकोसिस बीइंग क्रिएटेड बाय द गून्स.
मैं बहुत ज्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट हूँ. मुझे पता है कि बंगाल और बांकुड़ा दीदी को ही वोट करेंगे, दीदी के लिए ही वोट करेंगे. शायद इसीलिए दोनों स्ट्रॉन्ग बूथ पे ईवीएम मशीन्स 2 घंटे से बंद थी.
Actor turned TMC Bankura nominee Sayantika Banerjee claimed that Bharti Ghosh is openly violating poll code. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, embarrassment for the Narendra Modi government. The Finance Ministry has rolled back the cut in small savings interest rates hours after it was announced. In fact, the opposition now slamming the government, claiming that the rollback was motivated, keeping in view elections in the 5 states, including that of West Bengal. Let's take a listen.
A hefty cut in small saving interest rates is announced late Wednesday night. The government opting for a big 1.1% cut in returns for a range of saving options used by senior citizens, middle class and other small investors. The most hit were popular options like Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, Public Provident Fund and National Savings Certificates. Amid a hue and cry by political rivals, the government took a U-turn merely hours later. Early on Thursday, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman tweeted, withdrawing the interest rate cut, assuring investors their savings will get the same rates prevalent last fiscal. The FM, interestingly, blamed a bureaucratic oversight for the ill-timed move to cut interest rates. While the minister called it an oversight, such moves are cleared by the Finance Ministry's top brass. Sources say the BJP leadership was worried about the impact of interest cut on elections. West Bengal, where the BJP is locked in a direct fight with TMC for power, has the highest small savings deposits and depositors. The opposition says the government rolled back the rate cut, fearing a backlash. Former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram claimed the move to slash interest rates was an assault on the middle class. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra claimed rate cuts will be back after state polls.
It was withdrawn only because elections are going on, because it became a big thing in the media, so the Finance Ministry decided to withdraw that reduction of interest rate. But it tells you there is no empathy, there is no compassion, there is no thought behind the poor in this country. They are just trying to make sure that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
The U-turn on interest rate cut on small savings is going to haunt the government. The opposition is going to levy political dividend, and the current economic scenario is going to tax it. But the government is saying that not raising fuel prices during election season and also withdrawing interest rate cut means bad economics sometimes make good politics. In New Delhi, Rahul Srivastav for India Today.
Now, Maharashtra breaks records with highest number of cases since the outbreak after the pandemic began there. The state has now recorded 43,183 cases and 249 deaths. Maharashtra is contributing to 61.22% of the caseload across the country. Mumbai witnessed its highest ever caseload with 8,646 cases and 18 deaths. The infection doubling rate in Mumbai has increased to 49 days. Every 49 days, infections are doubling. BMC has released a dedicated helpline number now for each ward to ensure case in availing hospital beds and COVID-related information with ease. Amidst the rising cases now, BMC has identified 80 active containment zones. Decision about a lockdown, though, in Pune will be taken today in a meeting of senior bureaucrats and elected representatives of the districts. Now let's cut to our special COVID segment, Good, Bad, Ugly. Take a listen.
Here is the good news of the day when it comes to the vaccination drive in the country. Over 6.75 crore vaccinations have been given out in the country already, as the government is looking at expanding the drive even further. From the 1st of April onwards, the vaccination drive has started, involving those above the age of 45 and even without underlying healthcare conditions, to in fact increase the ambit of the number of people who then should be getting the dose of the vaccine against COVID-19. The government has also said that there is no shortage of the vaccine, and at least 7 vaccines are being looked at right now, and there will be more options in weeks to come, essentially. The government has also asked states to vaccinate all days of the week, also on holidays, so that at any given point in time, there is no question of the vaccination pace slowing down in the country. Here is the bad news of the day when it comes to COVID-19. At over 1.21 crore infections in totality, India has the 3rd highest number of cases in the world after the US and Brazil. Daily cases are increasing once again in India, reporting more than 70,000 cases, with Maharashtra reporting more than 43,000 cases. There's a surge that is being seen in major cities like Mumbai, for example, which has reported more than 8,000 cases. Delhi has seen a 53% jump in cases. There are concerns in other states like Tamil Nadu, Punjab and Chandigarh, Chhattisgarh as well. For example, the National Capital Region also is seeing a surge in cases. Over 386% rise in COVID cases in the state of Tamil Nadu, which has seen an increase in positivity rate also, and over 196% increase in COVID cases in West Bengal. What's common to both these states is that they're going to polls, and this is a big concern because election rallies are seeing people throw caution to wind completely. All protocol is being ignored by people, also by netas who are taking part in these campaigns, and this was bound to happen. At least for the moment, Kerala and Assam are two states that seem to be ducking this trend. However, there is a concern in the union territory of Puducherry as well, is what experts are seeing, with cases increasing in the small union territory of Puducherry as well. And a lot of this is being attributed to election.
On that note, I'm going to wrap this bulletin right here. For more news and updates, do log on to indiatoday.in. You can also download our app for more. Stay tuned. News and updates coming up on the other side.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.